Hello friends. The sun hung low over the cemetery as Officer Carter's funeral continued. His family and colleagues stood solemnly surrounded by a sea of flowers, their grief in the air. Among the mourners was Max, Carter's devoted police dog. He stood quietly by his master's coffin, head bowed and eyes full of sadness, which corresponded to the sadness of the other Maxes who had been with Carter since 2017. They had been inseparable since the day Carter asked to become a dog partner. Max saw tragedy and heroism side by side with Carter, just as they once searched for a missing person together or intercepted a gang of robbers. But now Max stood alone, mourning the loss of his closest comrade. As the ceremony continued, Max remained by the coffin, his usual stoic demeanor replaced by something more urgent. His eyes darted over and over to the coffin, and then suddenly he barked. It wasn't a bark of anger or desperation, it was mad, loud, relentless. He couldn't stop. People were looking around, confused and awkward. Some were whispering nervously, but Max didn't stop. He was barking louder, his paws were raised up, as if signaling that something was about to happen. The mourners, not knowing how to deal with this, exchanged glances, and then, against the advice of the police department, the coffin was opened. What they found inside was simply terrifying. The body they buried did not belong to Officer Carter, but to another officer involved in the same shootout. Confusion at the hospital where the injured two policemen were taken that night led to the identification of the wrong body. One officer bled to death, and Carter was mistakenly presumed dead and buried. The relatives screamed in shock and disbelief. Max, however, remained calm as the confusion grew. It wasn't Carter he sensed in the coffin, it wasn't that person, and Max knew it from the start. When the realization came, Max's frantic barking stopped, and his duty was done. The body of his fallen partner was returned to him. A few weeks later, when Officer Carter slowly recovered from his injuries, he was overwhelmed with gratitude. Max saved him, not only with his dedication, but also with his instinct, which made sure that his partner, even after death, was not forgotten. The bond they shared was more than just a job, it was an unspoken trust, an eternal bond that even death could not break.